Happy St. Patrick's Day. Go ahead and join me. Add into the chat a shamrock or a pot of gold for St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate. But today, fostering collaboration and leadership between faculty and staff and behavioral health teams, and a lot of this stuff you guys may be able to correlate with in your own lives. And so please go ahead, take some notes if you want to. It sounds good to me because, collaboration is something that should happen in all spaces. Communication is what helps improve our health overall. So yes. Join me. Hi. As you see, I'm trying to get followers up as well. So, yes. Hi. Jennifer, hi. Yes. So as we know, the faculty and administration is real important to higher education. And my brand is never feed the beast. Work hard and stay peaceful. A lot of people may not agree with that because they feel like you cannot talk to some people without getting really upset. And, well, I want you to think about it from the standpoint of once you get upset, nobody's listening. It's sort of like a battle back and forth. But, yes. Hi. Thanks for joining. Hi. I'm attempt to be on for a little bit today, so at least 30 minutes. I'm trying to at least, get some people in here. So hi. There's no need to share a wealth of information if there's no one to share it with. So come on, join me. It doesn't hurt to just listen. You're definitely not losing anything at all. So, yes. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Uh-oh. I got something here. Oh, come on. Hi. Thanks for joining this morning. Yes, I have a lot to say, but I would like for people to join. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Leave a shamrock or a pot of gold, whichever fits your fancy for today on St. Patrick's Day. Yes. So I just want to come on, talk to you guys about some vital information when it comes to the front line of education. Many of you may have already graduated, maybe got family members that are currently in school. Whatever the case may be, just know that, insights in classrooms and dynamics for students is exceptionally important to their success. And so if you've already been there and you've had experiences, share those with us, what your higher education experience looked like and how you feel like maybe leadership could have done some things differently. I know the pandemic brought on a couple of things that come to mind for a lot of people, like the use of technology and how it had been out before COVID, but nobody had a clue about how to incorporate it fully. So, yeah, go ahead. I am great. How are you? Famdy Zavy, hi. Happy St. Patrick's Day. You guys are going to see me look up a little bit. It's kind of because my camera's a little bit behind my screen. So, but hi, I'm good. Hope you guys are having a great St. Patrick's Day today. Got your green on? Do you have your green on today? Alright, so behavioral health teams look similar to counselors. We have psychiatrists, psychologists, we have social workers, we have peer support individuals. There is a ton of various different people in behavioral health that works in higher education. Many of them are not at all schools. Some people are doing contract source out, stakeholder type relationships with services, and that's fine. It just does not always meet the needs of some students that like to have face-to-face. So having those things accessible on campuses are exceptionally important. And yes, the collaborative spirit is very important, but it also takes everybody to listen to one another. And so, as many of you know, behavioral health is my thing overall in various different areas. And when I think about our faculty and our administration, many of them have no experience or background in that. And so, having a team of healthcare providers, whether it be physicians, social workers, behavioral health specialists, as well as psychiatrists, psychologists are important. I do understand that a lot of higher education institutions do not want to cross the boundary of having psychologicals and things like that done on campus due to the conflict of interest, so kind of like an ethics thing. And so I get that. But you can definitely have things into play that when someone comes to a session that can be utilized to help identify what students may need and address some of that bureaucracy that happens in higher education. Hi everybody, thanks for joining. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, how many of you that's joined so far basically understands what collaboration is? Just give me a thumbs up, yes or no. Anyone understands what collaboration is, what it stands for, what it means to any organization? Hi, thanks for joining. Give me a shamrock or a pot of gold for St. Patrick's Day. To hear. Go ahead and send me some cloud puffs. Show some love. I will definitely do a shout out. Send a badge of appreciation. So it doesn't hurt to listen and support and engage, right? So yeah, thank you guys for joining. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Yes, yes, yes. Hi. So leadership, yes. How many of you understand the concepts of collaboration? Just give me a thumbs up, shamrock, or a pot of gold. And happy St. Patrick's Day to those of you that celebrate. Let's shift gears and talk about collaboration and how it involves various different levels and how it's incorporated in governments, nonprofits, private sectors, and all over. Collaboration is needed in order to see a great level of support. Whether it be resources, whether it be sharing knowledge, whether it's implementing comprehensive strategies, it has a great impact on a single entity in one. So imagine our education having that good conversation that's required to meet the needs of the student population that they have, because it's pretty diverse. Some colleges, universities take students from around the world. And so they should be able to meet the needs of their students. Yeah. How you guys feeling? What do you think about collaboration? You know, we have this uprise of like digital communication tools and social media platforms and various different teams that's been created. And as you know, DEI has kind of like been the hot topic in politics, with them actually removing a lot of that. But it can sometimes have its positives, even though they remove the DEI itself. You still can see that there are areas where we still fit in. You know, may have lost a job in one space but gained another one in another space. So, yeah. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is important. Do we have to label it? Not really. We just have to do it, and that's the biggest thing in workspaces is making sure that it is incorporated. Higher education in all spaces, hospital settings, community support settings, all those we should see some level of diversity, equity, inclusion there. Um, so yeah, yes, yes, yes. So driving innovation and building trust is an important factor. We have to be able to have a lot of collective problem solving in higher education. These things help with the success of our students. It also helps with embracing the concept of collaboration. Now, my brand is never feed the beast, work hard, stay peaceful. I keep saying that. Um, some people don't believe in working harmoniously. They just want to project all that negativity off on others and say that they've done something just because they've changed one or two things. And those things might not even be helpful to what the objectives or goals are. So, facing challenges, looking at support as a holistic aspect, unifying various different approaches, not choosing one way. One way doesn't fit everybody. Um, Optimizing resources is another thing. What I see is a lot of people kind of like to stick to what they know instead of identifying various different ways and see what fits. And having organizational assessments help with that tremendously. But overall, enhancing communication is that biggest thing. Open lines of communication amongst those, the faculty, staff, and those that work within the behavioral health area. Strategies that show us that we're having effective communication is making sure that there are regular meetings that are occurring, that everybody's involved and engaged, sharing goals, things that you want to see individuals conduct themselves in a particular way, but also creating goals that align with the mission and vision of the organization to ensure that everybody is working on that same ultimate goal, what the organization needs and how it can help them. Okay, interdisciplinary training, of course, we all need training at various different points throughout our career. And sometimes when we face challenges, just being able to identify with those challenges are exceptionally important. And feedback, the idea of giving feedback is not always receptive to everyone, but it's very important that we are able to communicate, not seeing it as a threat, not seeing it as a negative aspect, just listening, because somewhere amongst the conversation, you'll find that there are things that you might be able to use or tweak it in a way that is helpful to you and the organization in which you're working with. So just focusing on that, channeling various different ways to give feedback. There are organizations that are creating virtual ways of feedback. So, you don't have to have that direct one-on-one communication with each other face to face. And so there are platforms that are created that people can get up there and share their actual concerns and feedback on various different things. The only thing that with this whole virtual world is that even though we say we respect privacy, which we can respect privacy, there are a lot of people that don't respect privacy, and there are a lot of people that will hack people. So when they're giving feedback, they will hack them to see what they said and then somehow share that information with people. Very weird to me. But it happens. And so with the use of AI, people create things and make up stories and all types of narratives and visual aids to even support what they're saying. So I can see the reservation people have with the whole virtual world, but it is something that is useful, extremely helpful, and we shouldn't fear it because I mean, you can go out here in your job and people may be listening around the corner and various different things, take what you say out of context and say it 4 or 5 different ways. And so those things still happen, whether it's face to face, whether you're online, doing it virtually in some form of technology. So don't fear the world of technology. See it as an outlet, a way people can use avatars to, hide the identity in some way. But just know that there are people that are out there willing to dedicate the time into trying to figure out if something was you or not. And people can really do a good job of making it look like it's you. So where I can say be careful, still don't be fearful. And that's the key to the whole world of technology, is not to fear it, but see all the positives and good in it. Just like going to someone's job, we see the good of getting up, getting on a car, driving somewhere. And so we can see the good in the virtual as well. So I encourage you guys being mindful, thinking about ways you can promote these practices, and encouraging the stress management, because we'll never be stress free, right? Never. Just doesn't exist. And so at some point we have to learn how to manage it, if nothing more, because we're going to have stress in this world. It is inevitable, okay? Some of us may experience it to different heights than others. And I'm not going to say that's okay, because it's not okay. We should be able to see someone struggling and help them, not hurt them. And so, yeah, I encourage mindfulness, practicing prayer for whatever religion you may have, journaling, just meditating, having your peace time of quietness, if that helps you. And so that is one of the reasons why I created the 60-day journal for leaders, because, not everybody likes journaling, but I kind of find that you can do voice notes. It's the same thing. You don't have to write. And just taking a little time out of your day to do a reflection is important to you being successful in what you may be doing tomorrow or in the future. So, never neglect the opportunity to hear yourself talk about your experiences and things you're going through, to see what you can change. And because, we can think we can change other people by getting aggressive or using the system of some sort to attack someone, but that's not right. That's not right. When you can't control someone, you reflect on what you can do, and that's what you do. You don't put all your time and energy in what you can do to others, because that's not helping. It's not helping at all. And many times you are taking away from a talent or resource that can be helpful from society by doing that. So that's not a good thing. Recognizing achievements. I've never been one to really cared about being recognized for everything I've done. Although now, with how our world has turned, I wish I had, because there are a lot of things I've done over the years that I never sought to seek credit for, because I just did it. I love doing it. It was a part of who I was and am and continue to be. And so, being a human service means you care about human life. And that's the way it's supposed to be. I see that there are a lot of systems within human services that are supposed to help people, that create rules and guidelines to hurt people. And we shouldn't be doing that. We should be taking what was created to help people and figure out how to continue to help them regardless of what they do, right? People that are aggressive, murdering, stabbing, killing, it takes a lot to help those individuals. And a lot of times they have to be removed from society. But a lot of these people out here that got financial issues or they're suffering some type of social-based factor, they can be helped, and we should be helping them. There is the financial resources out there. We can give grant money to large organizations. We could figure out how to help people to reduce a lot of the various different issues that people have. So in higher education, we have students that come to us from all different walks of life that are being faced with these various factors in their homes, whether it be them, their parents, aunts, uncles, caretakers, whomever, but they're trying to change their lives and they're trying to do better. And we should see that for what it is. So support that work-life balance. I hear a lot of people say, is there really an existence of work-life balance? It is. And it just takes a lot of exploring sometimes, and takes us to change the way we think about things and how we support people. You know, a lot of people don't understand or know my story. Like they say, oh, you should be out there, trying to get your license and do counseling, therapy, that type of thing. But have you noticed there are a lot of therapists doing coaching and consulting, even though we have a lot of people that need therapy? Yeah. So it becomes that part. But yes, as we navigate this world of fostering collaboration, higher education has kind of like been my current niche. But behavioral health specialist is my thing, and behavioral health is what I am knowledgeable in various different aspects. And no, I do not hold a license, and that's a whole nother conversation and story in itself. And yeah, a lot of people say you have to believe in the system in which you are in, and that's not true. I mean, we keep supporting the same things, nothing changed. I mean, we would probably still be in slavery today had someone not fought the change. Fighting for slavery were against the law back then, right? But someone had to do it in order for us to actually be able to be free, in a sense, not fully, but in a greater aspect than where we were, and that's to be appreciated. So by fostering collaboration between faculty, administration, and behavioral health teams, educational institutions is just that. We think of it as an educational institution, but we got to think of it from the standpoint of what it stands for in regards to keeping individuals within some form of mental stability. Emotional intelligence is talked about in various different ways. I say know your emotions that are relevant to you. And yes, systems are just the people around us. We don't need to support bad people. You're right. We have to identify where there are problems and what solutions there are for them. And that's what we have to fight for, whether we are fighting for them face to face or not. Yes, yeah, okay. So why does it matter? Fighting for things do matter. It's just like I said before, if no one ever fought for slavery to end, we would still be slaves, right? And so fighting matters, having people talk to one another. Someone will listen at some point. It's just like we wouldn't have had changes in gas prices or changes in our food costs or any of that stuff if communication never happened. So fostering communication is very important, and it does matter. It matters because our voices are important to those that come behind us, our kids and grandkids that have to come up in this world. And I know that there are spaces in our world that just feel helpless. Individuals that feel helpless. Hey, I've even felt helpless in life at certain points, but it matters. It matters to talk about our experiences because there are people out there that do care. We just have to get it to the right audience. And I can say that being on social media is really hard to get your voice in the right spaces. And I don't go out a whole lot due to health reasons and not having a lot of support when my health did decline. And so I had to take that in consideration with how I moving forward. So being aware of who you are and what you need to survive is important. no matter what anybody else says. So all of these things matter, you know. Just having a conversation helps identify different ways of thinking about things as well as doing things. So, yes, please go out, have the conversations. If you're in the face to face spaces, talk about it. Now, if it's going to lead to you being in situations where you may harm, think about that. Are you willing to sacrifice that part of your life? And honestly, a lot of people isn't. You know, we want to talk about things, but do we want to lay down our lives for it? A lot of people do not, but they have a strong standpoint on various different things, and they're passionate about things. And yes, systems will silence us. Yes, they will silence us. But our voices still do matter regardless. And so we should always emphasize never feeding the beast. I created that because what I see in society is that people will jump on the bandwagon of negativity all day, every day. But when it comes to being positive, people will kind of shy away from it a little bit, say, oh, that's not going to work, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to pulling those pitchforks out and like hurting people, oh, people will jump on the bandwagon for that. And so what I, tend to say is, look, never feed that beast, feed that working hard and staying peaceful regardless, because no matter how much effort you put into it, how much you communicate, if you feel like people aren't listening, go above. There's always levels above. You don't have to stay right here. Keep going. Keep going until you get to the right person. And I know that's hard because people want to answer their phones. People want to respond to emails. Hey, your email even might go to spam. Who knows? But at least try. That's the thing. Just try. Don't give up. Try. Unless someone else knows what your experience is, Send me some love, you guys. Little heart puffs, if you please. I will definitely love to give you a contributor's badge. I am definitely trying to get followers up, which is this nice little thing across my head. I am new to TikTok as of a couple of months ago, but I am trying to work on this whole social media space because it really wasn't my thing, you guys. It really wasn't. I stayed away from it because of my own fears of being online, and I've always been one to challenge myself. I became an adjunct professor because I didn't really feel comfortable talking around people, so I challenged myself. I applied, I went, and I did it, right? Got outside of the fear of talking to people. And so now my biggest thing is this fear of this whole social media thing and just being online. People steal identities and all type of stuff. I am not going to allow that to stop me. So yes, this is definitely an experience for me, and I'm just going to keep pushing forward. I appreciate everyone that has joined me today, and hopefully you will sign up and join me on Wednesday of this week, which will be my next going live. And remember, try to be supportive, try to have that great sense of as best you can work-life balance. And I understand a lot of jobs just isn't considerate. They, it's all about the job. It's all about how much money they can ascertain. But sometimes if they really think about it, they probably could gain more money by allowing their employees to have that work-life balance than fighting against it. Because you lose money every time you have to hire new employees and go through all these trainings. And so, yeah. If we really want to look at it from a money aspect. But yes, thank you all for joining me. I definitely enjoyed my time today. Hopefully next time you guys can share with others and bring more people in with you. And yeah, have a great rest of the day and happy St. Patrick's Day.